This is Danger Bay Surface Representative number 502. Welcome to Danger Bay.
Why does this image of a dolphin inflame? It's an extensive story that is hard to explain in detail, but if you've heard of vaporwave, you likely already have a subconscious connection to dolphins and the plunderphonic music genre. But why do you? Well, if it weren't for scientist John C. Lilly purchasing a house, which he then converted into an aquarium in an attempt to teach a dolphin to speak English, we likely would not have it today. He would assist from a sensory deprivation tank, from the top floor of the home, telepathically, and on massive doses of ketamine. In 1992, Echo the Dolphin was released as a game for the Sega Genesis console. The game had an arcane quality to it. The player is a dolphin who must solve puzzles to decode cryptic messages in order to combat hostile aliens. Creator of the game, Ed Annunziata, in a post on Twitter in 2012, shared a bit of trivia about the game. Quote, "No, I never took LSD, but I did read a lot from John C. Lilly." Fast forward to 2006. Daniel Lopatin has just released an album called Echo Jams under the pseudonym Chuck Person. The cover of the album made it clear it was heavily inspired by the game, and, along with the acclaim it received, it is often referred to as the genesis of vaporwave. Years later, this reputation still endures. PC music has a similarly bizarre groundwork. American composer Conlon Nancarrow found himself with nothing to entertain himself with but a collection of wooden player pianos. He realized the potential of the player pianos to play humanly impossible compositions, and he loved nothing more than to create a solid wall of layered sound with a grin on his face.
Yeah, so I've got to admit about 90, 95, 98% of my stuff is just wholesale ripped off this American composer called Nancarrow. Grew up in America, had to move to Mexico, found a whole bunch of these wooden player pianos and basically did the first PC music stuff, really. Super fast, loads of chords. It was like computer music before computers. And whenever I go in the studio, just warm up with a little, it's in the box, it's ready, and it's Nancarrow.
On August 18th, 2014, A.G. Cook posted a teaser of an unreleased song. It was titled drinkqt.com and featured a can of what appeared to be an energy drink. People in the comments were positively begging for the full track.
Hey cutie! There's something I want to say. I feel your hands on my body every time you think of me. Hey cutie, yeah, even though you're so far away. I feel your hands on my body every time you think of me. Hey cutie, yeah.
On August 26, 2014, XLR Recordings released the single Hey Cutie by Cutie. The YouTube video was nothing more than a picture of a woman wearing a blonde bob wig, posing with a physical can of the energy drink A.G. Cook posted on his SoundCloud teaser. The response was nothing short of polarizing. Reviews ranged from half a star to 5-star ratings. It was seemingly a love it or hate it track. Those that loved it really loved it. Regardless of opinion, this could at least be mostly agreed upon that this was the most concise and accessible distillation of PC music to date. Despite the mixed reaction, Cutie seemed to have invested a lot of money in creating her official music video for the song about a year later. The video featured a highly futurist aesthetic, high-quality renders of fizzy liquids, and cans of Cutie for all to see. However, the video also included subtle marketing. Cutie wore a pair of Beats by Dre. Her outfit was all from Gap. Red Bull was involved. This raised a few eyebrows. Was this about music, or was this about selling energy drinks? Many cynics thought the latter. However, the desire for fans of QT to see her play live was rising. Hudson Mohawk would host at Boiler Room in LA, one of Trix Point never performed. As far as releases for dance pop singles go, this is as big as it would get.
What's up, everyone? Eric Wareheim, your digital host, coming to you from Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Awesome. We're broadcasting around the world, and I thought this would be an awesome time to do. Woo! Back to the festivities, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the stage QT!
After taking the stage, QT unrepentantly read a magazine while lounging for over 5 minutes. After the advertisements for QT finished playing, she gave an uninterested and shamelessly lip-sync version of her high-energy dance floor killer single. The crowd began to filter out. This seemed to confirm all of the worst suspicions about QT. Was she an industry plant? Was it never ever about music? Some people felt ripped off. Others enjoyed the unconcerned nature of which QT performed her live show, saying she was simply a studio musician. They hoped to see more releases by QT, even if she wasn't actually a DJ. The truth of the matter unraveled slowly. Knowing QT wasn't the producer of the single wasn't too surprising or irritating for most people to be put off by it. However, as time went on, more and more producer credits were added to Hey QT. Diplo was involved from the beginning, who later remixed the track. Not only that, but A.G. Cook, Sophie, a Scottish producer, and the PC music conglomerate were found to all have a hand in the production of the song. All of the major players had collaborated on a single song with big-name sponsors. So why only release one song? Why did QT only tour for a very short period of time? Where did the money come from, and where did it go? In part, the money may have come from Sophie's song Lemonade, which was used in a McDonald's commercial. Moreover, Quinn Thomas was a fake name. QT's real name is Hayden Dunham. She's a model who met Sophie at various art and social functions, and the two made a connection. It is reasonable to assume that a model such as Dunham would have been able to secure things like Beats by Dre and Gap product placement. There was capital, and more to be made if QT, which was a legitimate business endeavor for Dunham, was a success. A common misconception about QT is that the project was a one-hit wonder. Of course, having only one official release relegates you to this position somewhat automatically, but surprisingly, at least 5 separate tracks created by the original team behind the project exist. These include the songs Baby Bubbles, Visions, Believe in Love, It'll Never Happen, and Makeover. These were mostly played only at live QT shows. It's unclear why the tracks were never released, when it does seem like a no-brainer from the outside looking in, but perhaps there was a pressure from outside parties that influenced this outcome.
So please, won't you welcome MF Doom.
Peace. That's really me. That's really me.
The man who introduced himself to the world singing "It's 1969, Baby" is now 69, baby. Still standing and here with us tonight. Everyone, please welcome Iggy Pop.
During the production of Hey QT, A.G. Cook had been spending a decent amount of time at the Red Bull Music Academy. Though it sounds very corporate, this is actually a very widely respected musical project. Your favorite musicians ever were interviewed, gave sage wisdom, and sometimes performed. However, the idea that Red Bull may not appreciate a song created mostly to market a product almost identical to its own is not hard to understand. It's been theorized that Red Bull, at some point, pulled the plug on the project due to this reason. It's also the project, which had been going for 3 years with a single release, was reaching its natural terminus. An unreleased short film made itself known on Vimeo. I will leave the link in the description. It has a password, and I'd like to see if you could guess it. However, if you'd just like to watch the short film, Google it. It's nothing short of impressive. It looks like a blockbuster movie, CGI, Costumes, sets, actors, even with the thrifty DIY heart and soul of PC music, it's hard to believe this was nothing short of expensive. Finally, we arrive at who actually sang the earworm that made us all feel a little less alone. It wasn't QT, Sophie, or anyone mentioned in this video. It was actually simply a friend of Sophie's, Harriet Petard. Petard provided the vocals, which were pitch shifted to transform her voice. Petard's artistic interests, who also releases music under the name Zoe, seem to be completely at odds with the ideas behind Hey Cutie. She doesn't seem to yearn for the limelight. She almost hides from it. This is Harriet's now defunct SoundCloud page. A lighthearted and cute video of a group of friends dancing to Hey Cutie over video chat was posted to a YouTube channel called STR122. During the video, a very unexpected guest makes an appearance. With a wink and a smirk, Petard dances to a track she did the vocals for. It's unclear if even her friends knew. The more I try to understand Petard, the less I do. However, she remains the driving force of a pop song that she likely never profited from, or even received recognition for. In a genre of body modification and Photoshop, Harriet Petard just seems to like Harriet Petard, and it's hard not to as well. Do you feel more ownership over the songs? For me, it was just about needing to find my voice. Before I was doing vocals for other producers, but I was always doing it with someone else's vision in mind. I realized to do something that was fully me, I had to go the opposite way. Do stuff on my own for a little while.
Please grab a guardrail and brace for impact. Thank you for visiting Danger Bay.